No storm can shake my inmost heart, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love prevails in heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing?
All right, everybody. Welcome to day 9 of the How Can I Keep From Singing challenge. And that piece that I just played is one of the coolest synchronicities that I have ever experienced. And it was just yesterday. So let me tell a little story. Let me paint a picture.
Wait,
First of all,
you compose a soundtrack for this challenge?
No, but I know the person who did. Here's the story. So let's introduce ourselves real quickly first, and then I got to share something else. So my name is Dan Roeder. I'm a composer, performer, and educator, and you have found yourself watching the stream of the How Can I Keep from Singing Challenge. You can join us with that little QR code on the bottom. You can also join us right here on nas.io/keep singing. Because I can't keep from singing. I don't know about you, Mrs. Pixel. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Mrs. Pixel, and I can't keep from singing. Wow. Is this a 12-step program or just kidding. Just a joke.
No.
I'm Miss Pixel. I'm from Pearcoin.
Hi, Mrs. Pixel. Sorry.
And I represent a meme coin community. You can find us at pair_coin on X. And you can join our community if you're into the meme coin space. If not, we're happy to show you the ropes over there. Everyone's really friendly. We're trying to be a more wholesome venture. You can support us by downloading Trials of the Pair, available on all major music platforms, by the way, for just 69 cents. And we would really love it if you like to sing and want to sing out loud on X Spaces. Every Sunday we do karaoke, which is bring a bit of parody, bring a bit of karaoke, combine the two, mash them up, whatever you choose. It's a lot of fun. And it's every Sunday at 5 Central Standard Time.
I love it. I love the play on words. So let me just put this little join code on again, because here's the story. And this just occurred to me yesterday as I was looking for different arrangements of this song, How Can I Keep from Singing? Because it is my favorite hymn. And it's also just, I went to Gustavus Adolphus College in St. Peter, Minnesota. I got like the Vikings going on right now. So hopefully I'm not offending anybody. But you can't see the words, but it says on the bottom, the Norse awakens. So we've got Minnesota going on. We've got Star Wars, all the things, all the nerdy things. I love it. But this song is just something that kind of started a whole chain reaction. I was wanting to get things out there more on how can we bring our full self into singing, and taking that idea of I just can't help it. I can't help but sing and share and connect and do music. So this hymn is kind of perfect. So I was just looking for arrangements of it. That was the first one I saw yesterday. Turns out that I actually know the arranger and have worked with him. And here is a picture of me with him. His name is Adam Pod. He's down here. And this is a song that we did with David Z Foundation a couple years ago called Kindness is Beautiful. We did it with PS204 with, I think, 206 second graders wrote this song. And you can see, you can kind of get more about it. We had a puppet. Teresa Wee was our singing artist, and she actually made a puppet named Brooklyn. And the school was in Brooklyn, and David Z Foundation started in Brooklyn. And so it was just amazing as I was just listening to the video we just all watched together at the beginning of this stream. And who do I see but Mrs. Cerullo. So she's right here behind the puppet. This is Teresa. This is Donna. This is Mrs. Cerullo. And this is our CEO, Polly Z. I don't know who that clown is. And this is Brooklyn. So, this song was featured last year by Channel Kindness, which is a project of the Born This Way Foundation. And, you guys can check it out. So I'll link this in our chat as well, so you can read about how beautiful kindness is. And then you get to see Mrs. Cerullo and, how she was part of this. She was in one of the first few frames of as the cameras got kind of panning around the choir. And then she also is the flute player. So you'll see her very clearly.
Wow. That's amazing. That went really deep. Those were a lot of connections that came out of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was just because I can't keep from singing. So yeah. So let's get into it because we are right in pretty much smack dab in the middle. This is day what 9? We're almost a third of the way through, I guess. So lucky for you, there's 2/3 left starting tomorrow.
Woo.
So we are really focusing on bringing our whole self into singing through some somatic practices, namely Bartinia Fundamentals of Human Development and Laban Movement Analysis. So this first half of the challenge, we're focusing on Bartinia and on her really amazing system of working through those developmental patterns as they develop. So we start life as a couple different cells that come together, right? And then we're a zygote for a bit, and then we grow. We grow into this amoeba type form. That's our very first state. Is just we're breathing in and out. That's our first binary code of life. Is we have to take things in and we have to expel things out. And we still do that every day. We're taking in the oxygen, expelling the carbon dioxide, right? So I think when it comes down to that, no matter how crazy things get in life, whether we are stressed out or not connecting with people or enduring a trauma or just feeling disconnected and not belonging, whatever that feels like, we have an option every moment of our life to do those two things. Take something else in and expel something out, right? So everything starts with breath. Everything starts with breath in life. It's a non-negotiable. So let's start there and we'll just get right into a little bit of the fundamental practices. I don't know about you, Mrs. Pixel, but yesterday when we did like the less chaotic X's and O's, it felt a lot better for me. So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna start with the rice scoop because we haven't done that in a hot minute. So rice scoop, just put your hands out in front of you and probably right at about that whatever that fulcrum point is. For me, it's right about my belly button where your elbows are kind of at a nice, easy, supported level like this. Turn. And then just kind of shake out your hands, shake, 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 let them drop, and then just feel that weight of gravity. So this is a yield, and then a push, and then a reach and a pull. So I'll put my hands up here just so you can see it, but just keep them down, where they're comfortable. So we're going to yield to the weight of gravity. And at the end of that, at a certain point, once your arm is fully extended, it's going to turn into a push if you keep going. So you have to lean into and sink into gravity. And at the end of the push, that's going to become a reach, which you kind of start reaching out and then up, and then that becomes a pull. Right? And then that becomes a yield. Yield, push, reach, pull. So as we are yielding, we're looking for those moments where we're changing one thing into another, where we're transforming a yield into a push, or a push into a reach, or a reach into a pull. And you can allow yourself to experiment with going higher or going slower or going faster. But you really want to just have this be like a full body meditation right now. And feeling that breathing as you're going on. How does the breath initiate the movement that you're doing? How can you yield into the floor with your whole body? And how can you push into the ground with your whole body? How can you reach with your whole body? And then how can you get back to yielding? So I'll stop talking for a moment. Just kind of find that flow. Don't forget to breathe. All right, that is our rice scoop. It is a great thing to do when you're waiting for the subway or the train or the bus or your mom or dad or your kids, whoever you're waiting for. Just do some rice scoops. So, you feel grounded. So let's get to that breath. Now this is the amoeba, and so when you're focusing on your breath, just put your hands right on your tummy. Your diaphragm is going to be about 2 or 3 fingers above your belly button. Just kind of below your rib cage. It's like a blanket under your ribs. And put your hand there and just kind of become aware of your breathing. And as we breathe in, we should be expanding all the way around us, out like a giant inner tube that is filling with air. That's breathing in. We get bigger, we become an X. You can go to your extremities, and then we become an O as we breathe out, and we're condensing. So our diaphragm is going down like a trap door as we breathe in. And then as we breathe out, it's expelling the air, right? So just explore those X's and O's for a bit. This is a Bartinia fundamental. This is the first one, the amoeba. I also, if you are in the community, the challenge community, I just linked the Big Six, which is a really deep practitioner that is, she starts with the heel rock, and that's like the breathing, that's the becoming aware of yourself and your place in the world. And then she goes through the Big Six, all of these fundamental patterns in a very, very deep way where she's talking about every connection that's being made. So I highly recommend that. So second pattern that we've been talking about is the starfish. So this is core distal, where we're starting with our core right here. Everything starts from this core. That's where our in and out comes from. But now we're being a little bit more directional with it. And so we're thinking of our different extremities. So we have, limbs. We have our arms and our legs and our head and our tail. So you can think of yourself like this. I like to think of a blue ball of energy, it's just kind of spinning and pulsating. And that's how I just kind of visualize life. And then that's starting here, and we can go, through your head, through your tailbone, and then down one arm. And this is the navel radiation, where we're imagining this life force. As we bring in the breath, we can put it out in all directions. And so this is, just very free and floaty. And as we shift from Bartiniev into Laban in the second half, just start becoming aware of those different kinds of efforts. I did put a reference for both Bartiniev and Laban in the community as well, so that you can just start getting the, I almost said nomenclature. Like, why would I say nomenclature at 7 a.m? The vocabulary. So, all right. So we're our starfish. All right, Mrs. Pixel, I made you giggle. What are you thinking?
I am thinking this just feels wonderful to do these warm-ups, and always like after we end the live stream, I feel like I've already been to the gym. So.
Yeah, I was so out of breath yesterday. We were like working out. It was amazing.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, so third pattern is going to be the mouthing pattern, and this is kind of moving towards our head-tail connection. But if you think along that, that ball of energy that just becomes life, and we can breathe out, we can breathe in. We have food going in, hopefully not food going out our mouth, but there's a lot of that inner-outer connection, especially with communication. We're taking the words in, that people say to us or about us, and then we're putting our thoughts out, like what we think about what's going on, what we observe. And so this mouthing pattern is really, you think of your mouth as an extension of your spine, because that's how the fundamental pattern works. That's how it develops. It kind of, our mouth grows out of our spine. Isn't that just an interesting visual?
It really is. I haven't encountered that before until this challenge.
Right.
It's cool.
Well, and it makes sense though, because we are, when it comes to our mouth and the way we digest food, the way we eat, we're a tube. That's all we are. So
constant energy stream.
A constant energy stream. I like that than thinking of just a mundane tube. We are a constant energy stream. Yes, It's true. It's very true. So just start thinking of that connection as you're kind of churning this blue energy around you, and what can you have it do as a singer? And this is, it's often one of the fundamental patterns that kind of gets glazed over because it's very related to this head-tail connection. But as a singer, we really have to feel that connection. Every time we are talking about the tickle behind your eyes, or the tickle behind your nose, or that your soft palate raising, or taking a bite of a turgid apple, like Dr. Timothy Stelter always said in Cantor Eye. We have that space. So we want to be thinking of ourselves, our whole mask and everything up here. We have the capacity to make it really, really small and tight and, focused, like an oh. And we have the capacity to make it really big and cavernous, like a cathedral. Oh, or like Julia Childs. Hello, today is Tuesday, right? Yes, please don't stop watching streamers. I'm just kidding. I only referenced Julia Childs, I think, 3 times an episode, so it's fine. All right, so moving along that head-tail connection, this is where I want to actually teach something that a lot of people do in choir and choral directors. If you're doing this, good on you. If you're not yet, this is something you could try. But just doing a nice good morning is the weightlifting move. It's just bending at the waist and release. I'm going to be disappearing from the camera for a sec, but I'll try and keep talking. So you're just going to bend at the waist and release everything. Mrs. Pixel, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just you're kind of feeling that connection from your spine to the top of your head as you're bent at the waist, and just letting your arms dangle. And then try and release at your hips, release all the way up your spine. Think of it like a zipper. And then just kind of move around like your arms are elephant trunks, and you can nod your head yes, shake your head no. We're releasing all of that energy through the top of our head and out the bottom of our tailbone. And then we can start building ourselves up one vertebrae at a time. Let's do an 8 count. So from now, when I start counting to the time I get to 8, your head is the last to come up. So we're going to zip up our spine like a zipper. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just dwell there for a moment. Feel how tall you feel. As performers, practitioners, educators, choral directors, if we can just cue stand tall instead of stand up straight, that is a tiny shift that makes big impact. Because when we stand up tall, we're really thinking of that spine with a natural curvature to it. Our spine has this beautiful curve, and we can it has articulation along that curve as well, where we can get taller, and we can that's that X's and O energy. If we say stand up straight, a lot of times we have people trying to straighten out their spine, even though they can't. But you're going to end up with tension in your shoulders, tension in your neck, tension in your back, and tension pretty much everywhere. Because we're not meant to just be in stasis. We are fluid creatures. We need to have that different head-tail connection. And the animal that is kind of governing this connection is the snake. Like rightfully so, right? Like kind of that. Think of that slithering spine. So we want to feel nice and tall, and then we can start experimenting with our body halves. So body half, this homolateral, is the next pattern, and we have a line of symmetry at our waist where we can think of the upper-lower connection. And then we have a line of symmetry right down our middle, down our spine, where we think of the left and right connection. So for our upper and lower, you might think of a frog hopping, where you have a lot of things. I'm not going to hop like a frog right now because I'm tethered to a computer. But you can feel free to hop like a frog, because the first assignment in this challenge is find a place to be goofy and just play, right? So then we can kind of practice that other homolateral movement along the midline, like a butterfly, right? So the more you can do that, the more you might see that, okay, I've got a couple different patterns going on at the same time. Like the breaststroke I often bring up, because that is, we have an upper lower connection. We also have a side to side connection, that body half connection along this line of symmetry. So I'm going to check in for a moment with the chat and see what's what. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Free Samples. Free Samples said earlier they stopped scrolling right away at the beginning. So yay. Glad you're still here. And Layla. Yay. Yes. Love the breathers. The breathing is so important. If you get nothing from this challenge, keep breathing.
Stay breathing, my friend.
Yay, breathing. All right. So the last and most complex pattern, and then we're going to get into our vocal warm-up, is the cross lateral. And that is anything that crosses the midline. We're crossing lines of symmetry. Mrs. Pixel, I'm going to remember this forever. I'll probably say it every day that I'm going to remember it forever. But this heaven and earth, you know, where we're crossing this line of symmetry at our waist, we have heaven and earth. That's definitely, that fits in the starfish pattern of like this core distal. Very easy to see. It's very head tail of this pattern. It's also body half, where we're having two things going in opposing directions, but symmetrical. You know, we have this and we have this and this. You know, there's so many ways that we can bring in this cross lateral connection, as long as we're crossing a midline somewhere. Like this way, this one, I'm crossing my body half midline, my line of symmetry there. And if I'm going like all the way down to the floor, then I'm crossing this line of symmetry. Oops. Yeah, I need to be a little bit taller. All right, so that's the animal for this. I see sometimes as a horse, sometimes as a dog, however you want to think of it. We have these things going in very complex patterns. If you think of the way a horse runs, that is like a cross-lateral bonanza. You know what is even maybe more complex? A millipede. If you think of yourself as a millipede with a whole bunch of legs going in all these different directions, that's where we continually shift and rebalance and reharmonize what our body is doing. All right, so now let's review the trap door. This is a breathing exercise. I think you can also do just like waiting in line at the grocery store or whatever. Again, have your hands at about the level of your diaphragm, because this is your diaphragm. Like this is what this represents as we open the trap door. I'm going to have it a little bit higher, but you want yours, you know, right down here, about 2 fingers above your belly button. So we're going to breathe out first, and then we're going to open the trap door, and air is going to come in as if it were coming into a vacuum. We're just filling that negative space that happens when we release and move our diaphragm down. Okay, so breathe out, and then breathe in, and breathe out. All right, I was cross laterally messing with my brain, because on this platform, everything is mirrored. So I was like, how can I make it parallel? Oh my gosh. All right. Hashtag me problems. This one it's really important that we don't have a sharp inhale. Sometimes when I teach this to students, and this, by the way, credit where credit is due. This is from Dr. Axel Timer. From Minnesota. He's a choral conductor at St. John's. Amazing. Also my friend's dad. So, you know, it was pretty cool learning from him. So it's really important that we don't have a sharp inhale like this. You know, when you open the trap door, that's like kind of anxiety inducing, right? So no. We breathe out first, and then a vacuum. That's where you feel the tickle behind your nose. And you just like open up and you smile the air in, and then it just fills in the space. Because our diaphragm is the muscle that's going on. It's autonomic though. It's got a mind of its own, but we can become more aware of how it is working in our breathing mechanism. Our lungs are just like sacks of tissue. So they're really guided by the diaphragm. When the diaphragm goes down like this, like a blanket that's yielding to gravity, the lungs are finally getting that space to stretch out, bring the air in, and then as the diaphragm pushes back out, it compresses it, and the air is expelled from all the little tiny alveoli. So that's what's going on in every breath. It's a trip sometimes to think of what's happening in every breath, the chemical exchanges, and then with every heartbeat, you know, how blood is going all the way to the extremities and back in just a single heartbeat. Our bodies are pretty amazing. So the more we can be aware of what they're doing in time, the more we can bring our full self on stage, or whether we're doing an online thing like this, or if we are performing on a stage or just having a conversation, we can stand tall with confidence when we really attend to these micro processes that are going on moment to moment.
And we are, our brains are still at this point in time where we are with technology. Our brains are still more powerful than the most powerful quantum computer on Earth.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
from that perspective, there is a lot of data and a lot of feedback that you can receive just from what you're saying, that implementation of checking in, listening to the feedback, the biorhythms, all that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Here, let me, I just noticed this little QR code thing is gone, but I love that you went to the neuroscience. That's where I often go. And I'm so glad you beat me to it, because that's where I nerd out. No, this is great, because I'm usually like, you know, the one that nerds out on neuroscience. It's actually very normalizing for me, and makes me feel good that it was you first. But yeah, I've been in a couple conversations lately about microtubules and about quantum mechanics and quantum physics, and just the, you know, our very existence and how we're understanding it at a deeper and deeper level every day, and how actual, you know, how little of our brain, I'm trying to say this carefully, but like the small percentage of our brain that we're actually utilizing optimally is pretty staggering. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's not 50% yet. So it's amazing how much more learning we have to do as a species to be our best selves, and to really use this incredible computer between our ears to make the world a better place for everybody. So I'm so glad you brought that up. All right, let's sing. What is this, a singing challenge? Yeah, there's that's going on. That's happening. Okay, so we're only a half hour in this time. We're not like 45 minutes. It's so important to move. Let's just do a nice yaw, 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 yaw. And now be thinking about your tongue is kind of like forking out, like yaw, yaw. The top of the tongue, but here, you know, just kind of you want to allow it to just relax, release the tension in your tongue, and let it just kind of sit by your bottom teeth. And then as you open to a yaw, jaw nice and relaxed. Yaw, 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 yaw. Nice and easy. Let's go down. Yaw, 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 yaw. 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 Yaw, 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 yaw. And we can add some kinesthetics as well. Yaw, 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 yaw. Yaw, 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 yaw. If it gets too low, drop out or go up an octave. I'm going up. Yaw, 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 yaw. 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 And that's a if we have any altos and basses, I can kind of go that low. That's amazing. That's a low A. That's lower than like Rachmaninoff basses. It just kind of felt good to keep going. We're gonna just turn it around and go up this time. And then I like to think of I'm pulling the energy out of my sternum on this one. Whatever helps you bring your full body into singing, do it. Try it. If this doesn't work for you, try this or try to throw a frisbee. But getting moving is really going to help open up our singing. Ya, 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 ya. Here's what I'm doing. Ya, 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 ya. Ya, 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 ya. Ya, 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 ya. If it feels like it's getting a little high, add an H. Ya, 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 ya. But just keep that jaw nice and relaxed. Ya, 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 ya. If you have to go like this, just remind yourself to open up, yield. Ya, 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 ya. 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 Good. All right. So let's go. E-ho, 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 e. E-o-e. Thinking on the very back, very bright, and then to the front. E-o. Right? E-ho, 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 e. Whoop, sorry. E-ho, 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 e. 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 You can switch to Y. Y-ho, 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 Y. Too low for me. Y-ho, 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 Y. 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 And now we're going to do, I think this is a new one. And this is where we can bring in, this is mention number 2 for Julia Childs in this episode. We've got to see if we can get Julia Childs' estate to maybe sponsor this, Mrs. Pixel.
That's a great idea.
Right. So this is Oh How I Love to Sing. Oh How I Love to Sing. It's kind of swallowed, right? It's like we're swallowing that love. I love you, right? But we want to change that to oh how I love to sing. So Julia Childs, oh how I love to sing. Be goofy, play. And it sounds like this. Oh how I love to, that's too high for me. Oh how I love to sing. I don't want to lose a place to go. Oh how I love to sing. And this is a throw a frisbee. Oh how I love to sing. 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 And think oh how I love to sing. 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 Last one. Oh how I love to sing. Yeah, that was a high C. Remember, not just a juice box anymore. There, t-shirt list. There it is.
All right, writing it down.
I don't know. I think I just come up with random things, don't I? Oh, how I love to sing. That's a really important one because it reminds us that the awe is going to open our jaw. It's going to invite our jaw to yield to gravity instead of the which is kind of inviting us to swallow our vowels, right? And to and so we got to really have that openness, that Pac-Man space, that taking a bite of the turgid apple, right? We have that space combined with the feeling of yielding. And then just sometimes it's not knowing what the note is. That's why usually with students, I don't tell them what the note is until we've already done the exercise. And it's a psychological thing. Saying like, I've got to hit that high B. Well, go for the high C. And then guess what? The high B is in there too. That's part of this larger concept of universal design. Work at the margins of, what is the hardest and what is the easiest thing to do. You get everything in the middle. All right. So let's just do our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get some numbers going. Just a reminder, this is what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So shout out to Bonnie Nelson from Sauk Center. That's who I learned this warm up from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. Smile! 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2. 1, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That was exciting. Very exciting. Let's check and see what's going on in the chat. Sam, I remember you, Sam, from such radio shows on X as the one we did last October. So good to see you again. This is a How Can I Keep From Singing challenge, and why wouldn't we just stream it on X, right? And then Styles, you're back. Good to see you.
Good morning.
All right, here's a little challenge within the challenge. I just signed up for a Twitch account on this for this challenge. So the first person who comments from Twitch is going to get a special prize, and I will send you a t-shirt. One of the first t-shirts that we'll be making. You'll get a chance to get that. So first person to make a Twitch comment in the stream, and then I have to remember to log in to Twitch. But we are streaming there right now, so that's the only way people know me is from this challenge. Let's continue working on your song. I know we were on the bridge yesterday, Mrs. Pixel. So let's kind of start rounding out your song. And then I want to just give an invitation. If anybody is interested in coming into the studio tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday, to just kind of work on your song and work through some things, ask some questions, give some ideas, share some wisdom, you're certainly welcome to. You can just direct message me on whatever platform you're watching this on right now. Probably X, because there's a lot of people here from X, but we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, we've got actually mostly Facebook and YouTube and X. So we'd love to have you guys in the studio as part of this challenge. And of course, you can join us in the official challenge right here in the How Can I Keep From Singing 30-day challenge. I put the link in the chat, and I just wanted to kind of share what we discovered yesterday is that you guys couldn't actually join the challenge because I forgot to toggle on you can join it after the challenge starts. So you can everybody can be in the challenge. I now see people like populating the challenge on nos.io, and it is a free challenge. I just want to say that very clearly every day. It's a free challenge. They said you can have a suggested price, and so that's what actually is it kind of populates the payment window. All you have to do is change it to 0, and the button turns to get this for free, right? So I encourage you to do that if you are just kind of curious about what this is and what's going on. This is,
and you don't even have to change anything. You could just scroll up and you're right there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, that's why we have co-hosts and co-pilots. Thank you. Yeah, because I had no idea that I had to toggle that on, that people could join. Because I kept getting questions in the community like, how do I join the challenge? Because it's closed. Like, do I register for the next one? I'm like, no. Oh, that's a me problem. Here we go. All right. So I encourage you to please join us on nas.io/keep singing. You can also just go to this QR code if that's your jam as well. And if you want to go ahead and screen share, Mrs. Pixel, let's pick up with maybe right before the bridge, so we can really focus on the end of the song today because we haven't really attended to that. And I've just told you a couple times, like, let's do the whole thing, and then we do, and we're like, let's never work on the end. So we'll work on the end today.
Okay.
And Mrs. Pixel, while she's getting that up, she is doing Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. And one of the things, this checkpoint that we're working on right now, checkpoint 4, is find your why, find your objective. What are you doing this challenge for? Number 1, it was find your space. That is, just find a space and a time that you can be playful, you can engage with this, you can practice. Practice makes progress. Checkpoint 2 was find your song. So we want to be able to find your song and be able to have something specific that we're working on that is low stakes. That could mean it's a really hard song for you, but you just don't care how you do with it, and there's no stakes there. It's like, I want to challenge myself, and I'm going to see how far I can get going on this really hard song. Or maybe it's the other kind of low stakes where you're going on automaticity. Like, this is my karaoke song. I sing it every other weekend. I rock at this. And then what else can we bring to it? How can we think about things differently? The third checkpoint was find your breath, because everything starts with breath. This checkpoint that we're working on right now is find your why, find that objective and make that goal, state your intention for even doing this. If we don't have a clear intention when we're doing a challenge, then it's really, really hard to complete the challenge because it's easy to let other things prioritize it. I've done that for 6 months. I've been trying to create this challenge for 6 months and just trying to create the media first and just being like, I want a really solid 30-day challenge I can get out to everybody, man, because I know some things and I want to share it. But that was just kind of like, that was my ego talking. So I realized who I am after failing for 6 months. I am somebody who likes to be in the moment, who likes, just sharing ideas in real time. So that's why I decided to do it this way. I'll just do the lessons live like I was teaching a student, and which on day 2, I got to be working with Mrs. Pixel. So that was really cool. And then, we build this together. So that's the kind of challenge it is. I really want to hear how things are going. And I want to hear, especially in these 2 days for this objective that opened yesterday, what is your why? So in the challenge, you can, I think you have to give these summaries of the checkpoints. Like, what did you do? And I'm keeping it that pretty low stakes as well. Hopefully easy for people to do. But here we go. We're going to work on Everybody Wants to Rule the World, because I think it's true. Everybody. All right.
Great.
Now, are we a little bit before the bridge? So if you can back up to like maybe the chorus right before this, so that we can go over the seam. And then if you could just on the YouTube, site, just turn that volume to maybe like half so that we can hear your voice a little bit more clearly. Awesome. And then whenever you're ready, you should be nice and warm now. Then let's just go for it, and then go from that point to the end of the song, and we'll kind of work our way backwards.
So from It's My Own Desire.
Yeah. Or wherever this is.
Okay. It's my own desire. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to live in. There's a room where the light will
Okay, no, good. Yeah, pause there. Good. So let's work on that seam right now, and then we can kind of go to the end, because that's the biggest part. That's where yesterday we talked about the springboard. So we have and the squirrel. Yes, like everybody wants to rule because I think I heard you say world. You know,
I did say it because it comes up in the lyrics, and so
yeah. Oh my gosh, that is shame on you, Sing King. I'm just kidding. I can't shame Sing King. It's an error that happens. We're human, right? But in the song, and in the sheet music as well, there's an interruption.
You're right.
You know, everybody wants to rule the squirrel, right? So,
rule the squirrel. I like that.
Rule the squirrel. Here, I got to get the sheet music up so I'm not just playing wrong notes and flying blind. But yeah, let's just start right there, so we can get that seam and then keep going. So, you know, that's the only thing we're going to fix right now. So just back up a little bit before that. Remember that you have to see the squirrel. See the squirrel. Be the squirrel. Save the world. Rule the world. Yeah, I think that's acting should be good, because you'll be acting on your Yep. And then here's the other thing. Remember we talked about yesterday, it's in 12/8. So it's this really you know, like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Don't be thinking at that level. We don't need to be thinking at the level of subdivision yet. Just be thinking of that nice old Squaresville 4/4. We've got these dotted quarters that are everybody wants to rule the squirrel, right? So right on those, you'll be able to hear them. I think just, you know, become really aware of where the chord changes are and that beat, and then just land right on them as squares can be this time. And then we'll kind of work from there. All right, go for it.
Okay. Acting on your bad behavior, turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to live in. Wait a minute.
Oh, that was on the other. That was the wrong verse, wasn't it? I think it's after this, right? Just start. Keep going.
My own desire. It's my only more. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to live in the room where the light won't find you. Holding hands where the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we almost made it. So sad they had to fade it. Everybody wants to go.
And then there's a whole bunch of instrumental stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think let's stop. Let's just work on that little chunk for right now. Some really excellent things. Number one, you just really exposed the other springboards that are in this, you know, the verse right after the bridge. So we have one right before, like, so glad. And then here, let me get the let me share the music. And again, anybody that's new to this challenge, we're kind of going hybrid on reading sheet music and then using what, if you don't read sheet music, that's fine. But you can look at it like a graph and get some information from it. And so I want to just kind of show a couple things. And, when you have information in different modes, it's a good thing, right? So I have too many windows on my screen right now. There we go. So this is what we talked about yesterday. We have this little springboard where we have, boom, there's a room where the light won't find you, boom, holding hands while the walls start. And then you kind of did this, like you went rogue, which I loved. And we worked on that a couple days ago because what's written is, holding hands where the walls start tumbling down, right? But you were going, holding hands where the walls start tumbling down. And you kind of took it up, and I love that. So let's just review that a little bit, because I heard the confidence in your voice when you're singing the holding hands where the walls start tumbling, and then you on the word down, you're like down. So I just want to kind of re-energize that figure that you made up as a composer this time, where the walls, what is that note? Yeah, so we have an A, the walls start tumbling, and then we went D, C sharp, B, down. So I want, just go ahead and sing down,
Down,
down.
down.
Good. Now that just so I can talk meta for a second. This is a really good thing when you're learning a figure, is just start with the last thing and then work your way backwards and go into something and then work your way more backwards and go into something and then start where you need to start and then go into something and then start before the thing you need to start and then go into something This is a way to just build confidence in music. It's a total hack, but it works like a lot. So we're starting with down is what we want to focus on. So we're going to break it down. Down. So we're going down just a little tiny half step from the first note. That's a D, and then C sharp. And if you're reading the notes, obviously we're a sixth up. But down. Just sing those three notes.
Down.
Good. And so on that C sharp, on the just the aw, make that half step as small as you possibly can. Think of the Jaws theme, like right? Down. And then that's a whole step.
Down.
Good. And so now I want you to, I can hear the vowel wants to open up a little bit in the middle. So da, can you just sing that C sharp on a nice open aw and throw a frisbee? And start with an H. Ha. There you go. Down.
Down.
Good. Now we'll start speeding it up. Down. Down.
Down.
Good. Now throw a frisbee at the whole thing. Like down.
Down.
Yep.
Down.
Yeah, and keep that half step nice and short. You're kind of don't let that C sharp get away, right? Down, down,
Down.
Good. Now we're gonna just start at walls. I blame you. It's a high A. I'm just kidding. Walls start. Oh, sorry. Walls start tumbling down.
Walls start tumbling.
Yeah, and that's that. So descending minor thirds, folks. And I'm only in jest blaming you because it's actually a really cool line that you came up with and a nice way to personalize this song. Walls start.
Walls start.
So now here's
down.
good. Here's a good way to remember that descending minor third. It's the first thing we learn when we want to taunt somebody. Na 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 We'll start.
Na, 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 na. We'll start
That was exactly right. Oh gosh, this is so good. I broke my headphones. I'm just kidding. That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. We'll start tumbling down. Yep. Yeah, just do that line from Wall.
Na, 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 na. Walls start tumbling down.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, you got there and you kind of went, split up to the down, but that was great. Tumbling down. And yeah, that tumbling down. Tumbling down. Just start on tumbling down. Good. Now the whole thing. We'll start tumbling. Wow. I don't know what that was. We'll start tumbling down.
Start tumbling down.
Good. Yeah. Well, so and now you're hearing it, so you're fixing it yourself, and you don't want to glaze over that C sharp. Now that you place it so well, we want to give it that little moment to shine. Down, and then actually, like, you can add an H just to kind of separate those a little bit, and then think the H. This is another really good technique to just have that space sound like it's there, but actually connected. And we want legato. Down, 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 down. Right? So just try that. Just do it. Down.
Down.
Good. And now just think the H.
Down.
There it is. Yeah. Good. Now let's connect it to the we'll start tumbling down.
Walls start tumbling down.
Good, yeah.
Tumbling down.
Yeah, and so but you hear it, like you're starting to, again, you have that awareness.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, and that's where this is a pedagogical moment. I don't want to dwell on that anymore because I don't want to cement that as the most important moment in the song. It's not. It's a tiny moment. The bigger moment is
to that. Yeah, because I'm struggling with that down.
Yeah,
especially.
But so now we go back and we connect it, and that's why. Here's the process. Just to review. You identify the thing you want to work on. You work on it. You break it down, and then you work backwards a little bit, and you connect that. You work backwards a little bit more, and you connect that. So now our goal for this moment is we're actually going to work all the way back to right before this first springboard moment. When we're looking at the everybody wants to rule the breathe. There's a room where, so that's where we're going to go. But now let's start with holding hands while the walls start tumbling down, because now we want to take what we just painstakingly worked on and we like did the minutia of it, but we want to connect it now in context so that it's called interleaving practice, neuroscientifically speaking. And we're just like, we're doing something, then we're doing something else, and we're coming back to that thing, and we retreat. That's retrieval practice. Then we're interleaving it with something else. That's the why. That's what we're doing. But I love that I can nerd out neuroscience with you too. Like, who knew? So now let's start
now
with.
You got me thinking about squirrels and hiding that musical note, but like in the sense of that hidden nut that the squirrel's going to go back and find it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that you got it. Yeah, work out that T-shirt idea. I think there's something there, because there's just you can attach it to trees because the squirrels live in trees. Sheet music's made out of paper. I don't know where I'm going with that, but let's go back to holding hands while the walls start tumbling down. That's what we're going for right now. So when you're ready, go for it. Holding hands.
Holding hands while the walls start tumbling down.
Yeah. So just one little thing to clean up. Holding hands while the walls start, and that's where we're going back to the same note. We'll start. Here, let me actually put those notes in there so that anybody who's reading the sheet music is not like, what is happening? So we're actually doing, not that I think anyone would speak that aggressively to me, but maybe we're doing, whoa, I grabbed that note. This, I'm really good at this. Wow. Here, give me one undo. One undo. No, I just wrote, oh my gosh, I'm breaking music. Where's the undo button?
Squirrel.
Wait, there. Oh my gosh. Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. Oh, thank goodness. I don't want to move the note. Okay, that's an A. Somebody's laughing at me. I think it's like everybody. What is happening? Now I'm getting like super ridiculous about this. There. We're going A. And then now hopefully I can just copy and paste that. Maybe not. Stupid ledger lines. And then this is going to be, oops. We've got just our F sharp there is our next note. And then this is going to be that. Oh, I did it. And then we have our D, our C sharp, and yeah, our B. Okay. That was a moment. Cool. But now we can actually see what we're doing. Man, I did it wrong too. I have to fix it. But let's see. I can do this. I believe in myself. I'll move it over. That's going to be our A. Yep. And then this is our F sharp. Start. And then this is actually, well, go away line. I'm sorry for this, Mrs. Pixel, what you're having to witness and endure right now.
The squirrel is activated in my brain.
The squirrel, you have activated the squirrel. And now this is, yeah. I couldn't in good conscience rewrite a part and then write the wrong notes. That would be ridiculous. So here's what we're actually singing. Holding hands while the walls start tumbling down. Right? And now doesn't it kind of help to see those notes a little bit? You know, you're not seeing these spaces anymore where you're having to remember just what you heard. You've got this visual reinforcement that, all right, sheet music is just a graph. What happens over time? We have this A. Even if we don't know what the note names are and what the rhythms mean and everything, we can still see that we're going about that far, you know? So, all right, enough talking. Let's go back to this, this whole moment and start with holding hands. And we're just gonna clean up that one little piece that I spent 3 minutes chasing a squirrel on. Holding hands while the walls start tumbling down.
Holding hands while the walls start tumbling down.
Yeah. Nice. And I think you heard it, like you just pull that C sharp up a little bit, but now let's go backwards. And we're gonna just start right on the, there's a room where the light won't find you, spring. Holding hands where the walls start tumbling down. So that whole thing, this whole moment.
There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands where the walls start tumbling down.
Yeah. Down. And that's where you can, you know, this is, you know, when you're practicing, you can just think,
I'm trying to apply that.
Down. You know, and just speed it up. One thing here, I think I even sang it to you wrong, but I think it's nice to this says to go down one more note from, or, you know, down a third from there's a room. So it sounds like, there's a room where the light won't find you, holding hands where the walls start tumbling down. So it's just a slight change. It's just that holding hands. We were doing it right before that because we were following the notes, but in context, you know, that it starts on that B. There's a room where the light won't find you, holding hands where the walls start tumbling down. All right, go for it. And here's your B. There's Yeah, don't forget to clap.
There's a room. Yeah. Okay. One sec.
There's a room.
Get my scroll.
Rome, R-A-H-M. Here's the third and final Julia Child reference. There's a
There's a
room.
room.
There we go.
There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls.
So now you hear it, right?
Yeah.
You holding hands. Let's just do a little moment there, going from you clap. You clap. Holding hands. You clap. Holding hands. You clap. Holding hands. Your turn.
Hold.
You
Holding hands.
start from you. Start from you though.
You
You
holding hands.
Yep. So I just so again we're just kind of isolating a moment, and I'm saying here's the note. You and this is sequence. It's sequencing patterns, just like what we're doing in Bartinian. You clap, hold. That's the first pattern. You hold. Just do that.
You hold.
There you go. Now we go. You holding hands.
You holding hands.
There we go. And so now start with there's a room where the light won't find you. Clap. Holding hands. Just to hands.
Holding hands.
Good. Now let's start with there's a room.
There.
Yeah, clap first. Your brain is like, we're supposed to clap.
Yeah. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls start tumbling down.
Yeah. Nice. All right. You have graduated to moving on to going over the seam. This is the last step. And then I think we'll actually put it away. And then we can pick back up with the very end. But I think you've done a lot of amazing work just kind of cleaning up these transitions and the notes. And then, it took me 3 to 5 minutes to write 5 notes, but it's fine. Low stakes practice, right?
For that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. So we're going from this everybody wants to rule the squirrel.
Okay.
So we have whoa, that's my Bonnie lies over the ocean. Sorry. Everybody wants to rule the clap. There's a right. That's where we're starting. All right, go for it.
Everybody wants to rule them. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls start tumbling down. You got me.
No, you're good. That was so good. Finish it. Down. Don't leave your brain hanging. There you go. I'm like, don't leave your brain hanging. Now go over the next seam. When they do, I'll be right behind you.
When they do, I'll be right behind you.
And then we go, this is what I don't like the sheet music because now it's like, see additional lyrics. So now we're going back to the chorus and we have to go up here. And that, that's where sheet music sometimes just isn't that helpful because it actually doesn't even show you where the words line up in the music. But it says you're going to the chorus and we know that starts on a B. So see how this is, publishers? Let's not do this anymore, please. So glad we almost made it. That's where, it's hard. We can't see it on the sheet music, but we have the right. So glad we've almost made it. So sad they've had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Right? So just to solidify everything, let's go that far until we get to this. Everybody wants to rule the world in our see additional lyrics place, starting from this. Everybody wants to see the squirrel or rule the Everybody wants to rule the squirrel. All right. You know what I mean. Here we go.
Everybody wants to rule them. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come down.
That's good. Start from holding hands where the walls. Holding hands.
Holding hands where the walls
Now keep going.
start tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you.
One.
So glad we almost made it. So sad they had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah, very, very nice intonation as well. So intonation is just another word for pitch. I'm going to stop sharing this so that I can see you better, and we'll end here. Really excellent work today, as always. Why is it not letting me close it? There we go. All right. So thank you, everybody, for being... Wow, this is record high for our live viewers. We've got 38 folks watching right now. Let's check in with the chat, and this is really cool. Oh my gosh, Justin! Justin rules the world. Justin Results French. Check him out on X and on LinkedIn, especially. Probably everywhere else in the world. Going, I think, rogue? Ooh, going rogue. Yeah, I think that was about like when you were composing.
Yep.
Going rogue. Love this format. Thank you. And yeah, Mrs. Pixel, this rocks. This is so fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So let's just remind folks of how to join the challenge and then how they can support us, because we love being supported. We love to support you. This is how you can join the challenge. It's the How Can I Keep From Singing Challenge. It is live on nos.io. You can join it as of yesterday. You can still join it while the challenge is going on. I would definitely join it now if you're seeing this and you want to, get it, because it is free right now. It's like a pay what you want, and there's a suggested price for it, but it is free. So Mrs. Pixel said if you just scroll up, it goes to like, hey, you want this for free? You can do that. But after the challenge ends, after day 30, I'm just going to kind of keep it up there, but then it won't be free. So this is like your time to get free stuff, and free stuff, like free 99 is the best. So yes. So now here's how you can support Mrs. Pixel. And if you want to just remind folks of who the pairs are, what you're doing, and what this is.
Yes, thank you. We are the pairs from paircoin.xyz. That's our website. And we are a meme coin. Right now, we have a single out, a hot new song available on every major music platform that you can download for just 69 cents. And we also do karaoke every Sunday at 5 Central Standard Time. And what we do is we bring parody and karaoke, mix it up, have some fun. If you're coming from a meme project as well, meme coin space or not, it's not just for the meme coiners, but yeah, you're welcome to talk about your projects, anything you got going on, but you have to sing or do some parody.
Yep. And I went this Sunday. It was so fun. I was listening the whole time, but I couldn't really engage because we were shopping at Winco Foods. Winco Foods, you can be a sponsor too. Like, hey. But I got home just in time for like the closing comments, and I like dashed up to the virtual stage and I said, hey, if you guys still have time, I have an a cappella song. And I got to sing, and it was so cool to hear everybody else sing. And it really is a chill space. I also have to just shout out DJ Powers on X. He has a Friday and Saturday night karaoke as well. And it's just, you can spend the whole weekend doing world global karaoke with amazing people. So that's pretty amazing.
It's epic. It really
is epic. Yeah. So I do want to...
Got talent. You really do have some talent there, but they're really super friendly space.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's people that get to know each other very well at a deep level quickly, because you already, after like week 5, you have I don't know what you did in the first 4 weeks, but I know there was like there was an award for the best performance, and then there was an award for the person who just tanked, and that's fun, but you can only do that with people who you really like and who really like you.
Well, we make it
otherwise,
optional, so if you
yeah,
wanna participate for prizes, because there are some pretty decent prizes, so we do ask up front, "Do you wanna participate?" So if you don't wanna be judged, that's optional,
right.
totally up to you.
Yeah, but I think that is a crown I would love to wear. That's how what I do for mini golf. You know, when I go mini golfing with my family, and I'm like, I'm trying to get the highest score in golf. You guys keep trying to go for par.
Right.
Like I'm going for sixes every hole, baby.
We had
So
some creative feedback afterwards, some of the other participants were saying, "Wow, I really, through karaoke, I got to see, so and so who I know from this project over here, I got to see their personality more, and it just really it
yeah.
resonated, and it was a surprise." It was really cool. It was like a ripple
Well,
effect.
well, that's the magic of that whole concept of how can I keep from singing. You know, when you share something musically with somebody and you have that moment, it's a moment you'll have where you're creating common ground. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what we think in other realms of our life or what we do when we sing together. And this is why I love being in choir so much. When we sing together, there is that non-negotiable unity because you have to be doing things to support each other, and then you grow as a group, and it's
Oh, I like
amazing.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how you can support me, especially like for the free challenge. This is my little tip jar. This is how I'm sharing my green, my growth, my go button, my big green go button. And so you can feel invited to share your green, whatever that means to you. Sharing your growth is very important as well. But then just, sharing time, talent, treasure. Those are ways that we can share ourselves and share our green. So thank you again, everybody. We're under an hour and a half today. Yes, marching towards that hour of a 15-minute show. Here we go, Mrs. Pixel. We're on our way. But thank you, everybody, for showing up, especially you new viewers on Instagram. I did the painstaking work it took to get us into Instagram streaming because I realized like there's just an audience there for developing artists, and so I'm so glad to have everybody here. And please do share this around. If you are not a QR code type person, you can also just go here if you'd like to join this free challenge. You can go to nas.io and keep singing. In the group, I'm in the NAS community group. I'm posting a couple pretty important things today. Number one is the second video from the fourth checkpoint. Number two is what we started the stream with, which is an arrangement of How Can I Keep from Singing by Adam Pod, who I turned out I worked with in New York for a gig. And that was just really cool. And then I'm also sharing the BandLab login code. The community is the only place I'll be sharing the BandLab login code because I'm using BandLab for education. I want to keep it digitally safe, and I want to have those different layers of safety so that we can all, whoever's in this community, can create and let ourselves be vulnerable, let ourselves open up to each other by sharing our different projects that we're working on in this challenge. So see you tomorrow. And I think tomorrow is a possible later start, Mrs. Pixel. I'll reach out, but yeah, we might not have to do the 6:30.
All right, all right.
All right. Well, until then, keep singing.